The throne hall of the Gyran Empire stood like a mountain of shining crystal. Thousands of alien warriors lined the walls, their armor glowing like fire. In the center stood Queen Zalindra, tall, powerful, feared by every living creature in her empire. But today, her eyes were fixed on only one person, her daughter, Princess Lyra. Lyra stood behind her mother, shaking. Her hands were cold, her tail curled in fear. She was gentle, quiet, soft-spoken, everything the Empire did not want in a future queen. She could not command armies. She could not shout orders. She could barely speak in front of people. And the queen hated that weakness. Today was supposed to be a historic meeting between humans and the Gyran Empire. A peace alliance. A new start. Human representatives walked forward, led by a soft-spoken engineer named Evan Hale, a man with calm eyes and a simple uniform. He was not a soldier, not a warrior, just a smart human who fixed machines and stayed polite. The queen looked at him with irritation. "Why send a weak human?" she whispered. But then, in one fast moment, an idea formed in her mind. A dangerous idea. A selfish idea. If her daughter could not rule the empire, then she should be removed from the palace. Hidden. Married off. And here stood a perfect tool, Evan. The whole fell silent when the queen raised her hand. Even the air stopped moving. "I have decided," she announced, her voice echoing like thunder, "that Princess Lyra will be wed to this human." Gasps exploded across the hall. Alien commanders panicked. Human guards froze. Evan stared at the queen, speechless, and Princess Lyra nearly collapsed. She whispered, "Mother, please, no." But the queen did not look at her. "To strengthen peace, this marriage will be completed today," the queen continued. "Any objections will be seen as treason." Evan opened his mouth to speak, but Lyra suddenly grabbed his sleeve. Her eyes were full of fear and a strange hope. She whispered, "Please, accept. I cannot survive here." Evan looked at her trembling hands. He didn't understand alien politics. He didn't understand why the queen did this. But he understood one thing. This girl needed help. He nodded slowly. "I'll take care of you." The hall exploded with noise, but the queen smiled. She believed she had solved her problem. Lyra would be gone. The empire would move on. Her weakness would be hidden. Within hours, Evan and Lyra were sent to a far-farming moon called Aurelia 9. A peaceful place. A forgotten place. A place where the queen believed her daughter would stay quiet forever. Days passed. Then weeks. Then years. Lyra learned to cook, clean, farm, laugh, and speak like a human. Evan taught her kindness and patience. She learned freedom. She learned confidence. She learned love. But the queen, she never checked on her daughter again. Not until one day, a messenger arrived, face pale, voice shaking. "Your Majesty, something is happening on Aurelia 9. The queen frowned. "What is it?" The messenger swallowed hard. "Your daughter is no longer weak. And the human, he leads something powerful." The queen stood up, suddenly afraid. Her old mistake was returning. Aurelia 9 was supposed to be a quiet farming moon, a place where nothing important ever happened. But after Lyra and Evan arrived, the moon slowly changed, and no one in the Empire noticed. Lyra had arrived trembling, afraid of even sunlight, afraid of touching human tools, afraid of being seen as useless. But Evan never treated her like a burden. He showed her how to hold a seed, how to cook simple food, how to repair small machines, how to breathe without fear. And slowly, something inside her woke up. Years later, Lyra stood in the middle of a small village on Aurelia 9, not as a shy princess, but as a leader. Her posture was straight. Her eyes were calm. And every creature, human or alien, listened when she spoke. Lyra had discovered a strange gift. She could sense emotions. She could calm fighting creatures. She could guide lost minds. She became the heart of the moon. One stormy night, a group of wounded alien miners collapsed at the village gate. Evan ran out with medical kits, but Lyra knelt beside them and placed her hands on their foreheads. A soft blue glow spread from her palms. Their breathing slowed. Their panic faded. The miners whispered, "Princess, you healed us." Lyra shook her head. "I only help you feel safe." But the rumor spread faster than any starship. The forgotten princess had awakened a power no Gyran royal ever had. Soon, small groups of aliens began visiting Aurelia 9 for advice, peace, and guidance. The moon slowly became a gathering point for many species who wanted a simple life. Evan helped build homes, fix machines, and grow crops. He acted like the moon's quiet guardian. One evening, a large alien caravan arrived. Their leader bowed low before Lyra. "We heard you calm storms inside the mind," he said. "We come for peace." Lyra didn't understand how she grew so strong. But Evan knew the answer. "You just needed a place where you were not judged," he said, "and someone who believed in you." Their life remained peaceful until one bright morning, dozens of giant shadows crossed the sky. Gyran warships. The Queen had finally heard the rumors. Armies landed on the moon. Villagers ran in fear. But Lyra did not run. She stepped forward, calm and brave. Evan stood beside her, ready for anything. A royal commander shouted, "By order of Queen Zalindra, the princess must return immediately." Lyra's voice remained gentle but firm. "No, my life is here." The commander raised his weapon. Evan moved in front of her, shielding her with his own body. "You will take her over my dead body," he said. The commander hesitated. The villagers gathered behind Lyra and Evan. Humans, aliens, children, elders, everyone standing together. "Is this a rebellion?" the commander shouted. Lyra took Evan's hand and faced the sky filled with warships. "It is not a rebellion," she said softly. "It is a home." A soldier rushed forward with a recording device and transmitted everything directly to the Queen. Far away in the Empire Palace, Queen Zalindra watched the broadcast. Her daughter, once trembling and weak, now standing tall beside a human who refused to bow. Her claws tightened. Her eyes widened in shock. Her heart whispered the truth. She had lost control of the daughter she threw away. Queen Zalindra watched the broadcast again and again. Her daughter stood in front of armed soldiers, not shaking, not begging, not hiding. She stood like a leader. And the people followed her. Humans, miners, traders, farmers, all standing behind Lyra and the human she married. The Queen's chest burned with something she refused to name. Jealousy. But she called it threat. She slammed her claws on the throne. "Send more soldiers. I want control of that moon." Yet the more she pushed, the stronger Lyra and Evan became. Aurelia 9 transforms. Evan never wanted power. He only wanted peace. But when the Queen sent more forces, the villagers turned to him. They trusted him. They felt safe around him. Whenever a machine broke, Evan fixed it. Whenever food was short, he organized farms. Whenever two alien clans argued, he sat between them until they found a solution. Soon, whispers spread across nearby systems. The human brings peace. The human solves problems. The human treats everyone with respect. For aliens who lived under fear their whole lives, this was new and beautiful. Lyra walked beside him every day, learning how humans lead, with calm hearts, not sharp claws. Her confidence grew. Her strange power grew too. Assassins in the night. The Queen's fear grew darker. She sent assassins. One cold night, 3 Gyran shadow warriors slipped into the village. Their blades glowed with poison, their movement silent as smoke. They rushed toward Evan's home. Lyra sensed them before they entered. She stepped outside, eyes glowing blue. "You do not need to fight," she whispered. But they attacked. Evan grabbed a metal pipe and blocked a strike aimed at her. Lyra's power burst out of her hands, not violent, but emotional. A wave of calm hit the assassins. Their hearts slowed. Their hands shook. They dropped their weapons and fell to their knees, crying without knowing why. "We were ordered," one whispered. "We did not want to kill you." Lyra placed her hands on their heads. "You are free now." They fled into the night, not enemies anymore. The Queen realizes the truth. When the Queen heard her assassins fail because they felt remorse, her eyes widened. No Gyran royal had ever influenced emotions. It was impossible. "Where did she learn this?" the Queen whispered. A royal advisor replied softly, "From the human, Your Majesty." Those words struck harder than a weapon. The ancient awakening. But something even stranger happened. Deep under Aurelia Nine's soil slept an ancient creature, a massive, peaceful titan that lived longer than the oldest stars. It had been silent for centuries, until it felt Evan's calm presence. One evening, the ground trembled. The villagers panicked. Lyra rushed to Evan's side. Cracks opened in the earth, and a glowing titan emerged, breathing hot silver air. Its roar shook mountains. Soldiers prepared to fire. Villagers screamed. But the giant stopped when Evan raised a hand. The creature bowed to him. Evan whispered, confused, "Why me?" Lyra touched his arm. Because even the oldest power recognizes a gentle heart. A soldier secretly recorded everything and sent it to the queen. Final suspense. The queen watched in disbelief, the human controlling a creature even the Empire feared. "This is impossible," she whispered. Then horror filled her eyes. "This human might take my throne." She stood up, shaking with fear and rage. "Prepare my ship," she commanded. "I will confront them myself." The royal flagship cut through space like a blade of fire. Inside it, Queen Zalindra paced back and forth, her claws clicking on the metal floor. Her mind was burning. Her daughter was powerful. Her son-in-law was respected. Her people were beginning to admire them more than her. That was something the queen could not accept. "We land on Aurelia 9, she ordered. "I will end this with my own hands." But deep down, she felt something she had denied for years. Fear. The confrontation begins. When the Queen's warships entered Aurelia 9 skies, the moon did not panic this time. Hundreds of villagers gathered calmly. Lyra stood in front, beautiful and steady like a rising star. Evan stood beside her, the giant ancient creature behind him like a silent guardian. The Queen stepped off a ship, her armor shining, her soldiers forming a wall behind her. "Lyra," she said sharply, "you will come home." Lyra shook her head. "This is my home." "You are my daughter," the Queen roared. "Only when it is useful for you," Lyra replied gently. Those words hit the Queen harder than any weapon. A daughter transformed. The Queen walked closer, expecting Lyra to tremble like before. But Lyra did not step back. Her eyes were calm, glowing with blue light. She had learned strength not from the palace, but from a small farm, from quiet days, from the human who taught her love and freedom. "You were weak when I sent you away," the Queen snarled. "How did you become this?" Lyra looked at Evan. "I found someone who didn't shame me for being gentle." The villagers murmured in agreement. Even the Queen's own soldiers shifted uncomfortably. The human stand. Evan stepped forward. "Your Majesty," he said politely, "we do not want war. We built peace here. Your daughter healed people. She became someone everyone admires. Don't destroy what she has created." The Queen's jaw tightened. "You took my daughter from me." Evan shook his head softly. "No, you pushed her away. I only held her hand when she fell." Silence spread like cold wind. The Titan kneels. The ground trembled again. The giant Titan behind Evan lowered its massive head toward him. The Queen stepped back in fear. Even her strongest warrior shook. "Why does it obey you?" the Queen whispered. Evan didn't know, but Lyra answered, "Because true strength is not loud. It is kind." The Queen felt something crack inside her, the truth she never wanted to face. The regret. For the first time in years, the Queen's eyes softened. She looked at her daughter, not at a political tool, not at a weakness, not at a mistake, but at a woman she never gave a chance to grow. "I sent you away because I was ashamed," the Queen whispered. "And now, I see I was the weak one." Lyra stepped forward and gently touched her mother's hand. "You can still change," she said. "Stay with us. Learn with us." The Queen's soldiers watched in shock as their mighty ruler trembled. The Queen lowered her head. "I regret everything," she said. "A new beginning." That day, Aurelia 9 did not become a battlefield. It became a start of something new. The Queen stayed. The Empire slowly changed. And the universe learned something unexpected. A gentle princess and a simple human had reshaped an entire empire, not with power, but with love and